What's going on, CK Nation? It's your boy, the Boss Man CK, and welcome to the first edition of CK Motorsports Full Throttle School. Every week, we're going to break down a piece of NASCAR technology, strategy, or racing terminology and explain it in a very good way that a fan can understand. For our debut episode today, we're going to talk about something that most old school drivers don't like. Dale Jr. has said in the past that he doesn't like it at all. Other guys have said it. But we're going underneath the Cup Series next gen car to look at one of the most important aerodynamic components on the entire race car. We're going to look at the defuser. So, with that being said, we're all gas, no brakes. We're full throttle for Kyle. And we're going to learn it, understand it, and watch our guys win on Sunday. Alright, so, like I said, this is the first episode of a new segment that I've had people asking me for. And I figured, why not? So, we're going to go throttle school every Monday. Class is always going to be in session every Monday. We're going to learn different terminologies, different things like that on these episodes. And today we're going to learn about the most important aerodynamic component on the next gen car itself. We're going to learn about the defuser. I know you guys have heard people talk about it. I know you've heard drivers talk about it. I know you've heard Dale Jr. say he strongly dislikes it. And we've heard other drivers say they like it, some don't. And we've heard it a lot on NASCAR. So, if you've ever watched NASCAR race recently, you probably heard, like I said, drivers, crew chiefs, and TV analysts talk about downforce. But where does that downforce come from? While the spoiler and the bodywork help create grip, one of the biggest contributors is actually hidden underneath the car. That component is called the defuser. The defuser is located underneath the rear of the next gen Cup car and is specifically shaped section of the underbody that gradually rises towards the rear bumper. As air travels underneath the car, the defuser helps control how that air exits from beneath the vehicle. Think about it like this. Think about putting your thumb over the end of a water hose. The water speeds up because it's being forced through a smaller opening. That same thing happens with airflow underneath a race car. As the air moves under the car, it speeds up. Faster air creates lower pressure underneath the vehicle. The air above the car remains at a higher pressure. That pressure difference pushes the car downwards toward the racing surface, and that's what we call downforce. Why is it so important? More downforce means more grip. More grip means drivers can carry more speeds through the corner. The defuser helps keep the rear tires planted on the racetrack, giving drivers confidence to push harder and race closer together. When NASCAR introduced the next gen car, the defuser became a major part of the aerodynamic package. Instead of relying only on the spoiler, engineers can now create downforce from underneath the car. What happens if the defuser gets damaged? Because the defuser sits underneath the car, it's vulnerable to damage. If a driver gets into another car, hits debris, or scrapes aggressively over curbs, the defuser can be damaged. Even small damage can disrupt airflow. When airflow is disrupted, downforce is reduced. Less downforce means less grip and slower lap times. So, what did we learn today? We learned, like I said, on this new episode of the Throttle School. What did we learn? We learned about the defuser. It sits underneath the rear of the car. It controls airflow from exiting from under the vehicle. creates downforce by lowering pressure underneath the car, helps increase grip and cornering speed, and it plays a major role in the performance of the NASCAR Next Gen Cup car. And so, with that being said, CK Nation, that is your first lesson in throttle school. So next time you're watching a NASCAR race and you hear someone mention aero balance or downforce, you'll know one of the biggest reasons why, and that's the diffuser. So, with that being said, I'm the Boss Man CK, and this has been the first episode of Throttle School on CK Motorsports Full Throttle. Join us next week, next Monday, when we break down another piece of NASCAR technology and help you become a smarter race fan. Until then, we're always all gas, no brakes, full throttle for Kyle, and I'll see y'all on the next one.